Hey everybody, so I wanted to get on. I want to talk to you guys about my topic for this month, and it is called fornication, soul ties, the demon they don't talk to you about, right? So there are different demons that we deal with, whether it's a jealousy, lust, envy, anger, pride. These are all demonic forces that the enemy likes to attack us with, right? But fornication, when you are having sexual intercourse with somebody who is not your spouse, your husband or your wife, and you connect to them in a way that you normally wouldn't connect if it was just well, you could still have a soul tie with a friend too, or even a family member. However, it's more of a bodily connection that you have with that person, right? And you not only just connect to the spirit that they're dealing with, but you connect to other spirits that maybe they were dealing with someone else and they had, jealousy issues or things like that, right? It is flesh connected. So with soul ties, it can really affect you mentally, it can affect you spiritually, it can affect you, and you don't even know it, right? So, for instance, let's just say you just get out of a relationship and you're going through the heartbreak, the process, right? So you're crying, you're can't eat, can't sleep, or eat too much, or sleep too much, whatever the case may be, but you have effects of that heartbreak, right? So let's just say a year goes by, or even a 10 months or something like that, or 3 months, and you hear a song and it reminds you of that person, or you go to a restaurant and it reminds you of you being there sitting with that person, and it affects you where you don't even want to be there, you don't even want to hear that song. It bothers you, right? And even hearing that name really it messes with you, right? And then you also deal with let's just say jealousy issues. You never dealt with jealousy before, and now all of a sudden you get jealous of things that you normally don't get jealous of, or you get angry over stuff that you normally don't get angry over. And experiences does that too, but I also think that when you connect to people and they have those certain emotions that is intensified in them, you start to be around them for a while, that starts to fester in you. So I actually want to read 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has taken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear, but when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. So when you are in a relationship with somebody and you're trying to build that connection with them, sex, I personally think, should be the last thing that you should do. Reason why is because, for one, it complicates things. You won't really be thinking clearly. Lust starts to fester, which is a demon, and lust is incubus and succubus. Those are the names of demons, right? And these are things that really, it really is, it happens. It really is evidence that these demons exist, right? I'm just starting to learn a little bit more about demonic forces, the names, and what it mean, and all these things. But educate yourself as much as you possibly can. You weren't depressed before, now all of a sudden you're depressed and you can't even fight it. You weren't angry before when it comes to certain things, and now you can't you can't you can't handle certain situations the way you used to, right? And sometimes that can be because of the connection that you have with a significant other. I know for me, even though I'm dealing with the healing process of everything that I've been through, I realize, and I've even personally seen just the manifestation of a soul tie, and how it can even connect to like family. I know this is more like fornication. You don't fornicate with your family, but it's that deep, and it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. I said to myself, and I've always prayed this, I said, Lord, if I'm going to have a connection with someone that I am giving my body to, I want it to be my husband. And I want him to be guided by you. Because if I'm sitting here and we're, having we're making love, and then next thing you know, he's dealing with anger, I'd rather him be able to pray and we can pray together to overcome that. And we're married, so it's like whatever it is that I'm dealing with, he could be able to help me, and vice versa, right? So that's why God orchestrated marriage. That's why God allowed man and woman to be together, so that we can, for one, procreate, and then also be in love his way. He did not expect, and that is life. We make choices, we make decisions. It is what it is, right? There's no judgment here, because I've even made my own decisions that I'm learning how to make better ones. However, you have to understand that it is a mental battle. You're angry because that person may have done you wrong. And I'm not saying marriage is perfect. I know in marriage you go through your ups and downs, but wouldn't you want to go through your ups and downs with somebody that you can be connected to, that you plan to be connected to for a lifetime, than to be with somebody who can just up and leave in no time, right? And I said to myself, I don't want to be in a marriage, an unhealthy marriage, for one. That's why I want God to orchestrate my marriage. I want God to choose my husband for me, because what I might choose may not be proper. So I'm like, Lord, you choose what's best for me, right? Because he knows what you need more than you think you do, right? But why put yourself in a predicament where it's easier for you to get hurt? You're not, and I'm not saying that you married, you can't separate or you can't get a divorce. I get that. But at least have some type of union, some type of bond, some type of connection. So even that, it is still a soul tie. Regardless, if you're married, you're still having a soul tie. But don't continue to have soul ties with this person and that person and that person, because you don't know what that person was with, or who that person was with. So you're not just grabbing onto their stuff, but you're grabbing onto the women and men that they were with before you. So you have to be careful how you live your life. You have to be careful about the people that you date and you connect to. And even with friendships, like, that can be a soul tie. Friends with benefits. Like, after a while, this stuff starts to get old, and then feeling starts to fester. I don't care how much of a friend that is. Women, we are emotional creatures. We are nurturers. We care, and so are men. Men, they are emotional as well. And at the end of the day, we all deal with certain situations, certain emotions that can hinder us from doing things because we're heartbroken, right? So laying in the bed all day because you're hurt, it's like, if I'm gonna have to go through this, I'm gonna have to be married. If I'm gonna sit here and deal with your stuff, you deal with my stuff, we gonna have to, have some type of exchangements, like, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, for big or skinny, or whatever. At the end of the day, we need not a compromise, I'm sorry, a commitment. That's what it is. We need a commitment. So I really want you guys to hone in on soul ties, what that really means, what you want for your life, and how you want to see yourself heal because of the past relationships that you've been through, and learning how to make the proper decisions so that you won't fornicate and then have to deal with that soul tie of that person. And next thing you know, 10, 20, 30 years down the line, prayerfully doesn't take that long, because of the fact that you didn't deal with that. You didn't release that demon out of you. Ooh, I felt it in my spirit. That demon out of you. You still dealing with it. So get educated about it. Understand that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior, that this is not a game, and that you can be set free. You don't have to deal with all of the emotions, the jealousy, the anger, the hate, the frustration. You don't have to deal with none of that. If there were, especially if this wasn't something you was dealing with before, you got into a relationship and started fornicating. So I want you guys to understand that even with you having sex, and then even with babies, and you're having babies with men, and women having babies with, well, men having babies with women and women having babies with men, it's like it's no commitment. It's just no commitment. And I do think it's so important for us to have a two-parent home, be in a healthy two-parent home, where your children can see that mommy and daddy is our husband and wife. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But at the end of the day, you know your heart was in the right place. So I hope you guys take this advice. I hope you guys continue to heal on your process. Understand that fornication is not of God. It's basically just commitment. It's marriage, and it's the love that he wants us to not just have, but also to spread. So, but in a godly way. All right, you guys. So I will see you guys next month, and peace out.